Hi guys, welcome to our channel Chaos to Systems. Today we are taking a very important topic, why the project fails because of the pricing trap. How the pricing trap of fixed cost versus time and material kills your project and how to win it. This is very important, and I think everyone who is taking up these type of projects or these services from outside vendors, they are definitely get struggle in these type of scenarios where I'm trying to focus. Please look into the scenarios. So choosing the wrong pricing model for your software project is the signing a blank check or building a house on quicksand. You are exposed, your vendor is also exposed, and the project fails. Most founder thinks they have two simple choices, either fixed cost or time material. But here is the truth that nobody talks about it. If the project is longer than 1 month, 90% of fixed cost projects go over budget, deliver low quality code, or both. The vendor cuts corners. They swap senior developers for juniors. They stop the project halfway because they are losing money. And 90% of time and material projects turn into an endless tunnel. You think you are saving money with a $10 per hour rate, but 6 months later you spend almost $200,000 and you still don't have a product. You are paying for the R&D, their mistakes, their other projects, and you have no idea what you are actually getting. Today I am pulling back the curtain on why these model fails, and I am sharing the hybrid monthly deliverable model that actually protects your wallet and keeps your vendor happy. Because here's what most people don't realize, a happy vendor gives you their best work. Let me take the problem first. These are the two traditional traps of pricing model, and both of them destroy projects. The first one is the fixed cost illusion. You have an SRS document, you meet with the vendor, you ask for a quote. Here's what happens next. The vendor either overquotes to protect themselves, they add a 50% buffer, they don't trust the estimate, or worse, they underquote to win the deal. They think we will figure it out once we start. When they realize they are not making money, one of three things happen. They swap your senior developers for low cost juniors. You don't know this is happening. You think you are getting the team you agreed to, but suddenly the code quality drops, bugs increases, and everything slows down, and they keep giving you excuses. Secondly, they reduce the scope. They deliver a minimum viable product that technically meets the contract but doesn't meet your actual needs. You asked for a dashboard with real time data, you got a static report. Third thing, they stop the project halfway. They realize they are losing money and they can't just continuing. Your project gets deprioritized. Your team gets pulled to another project and you are stuck in limbo. Here is the kicker. If the project is more than 1 month long, this is almost guaranteed to happen. Why? Because nobody can accurately estimate a project longer than 30 days based on documents alone. I am giving you a real-time story of an e-commerce disaster. I worked with a founder who had a brilliant e-commerce idea. They got a fixed quote of $50,000 for a 3 month project. Seemed very reasonable. 2 months in, the vendor came back and said, we need another 30,000 or we can't finish. Why? Because during the discovery phase, which should have happened upfront, they realized the project was more way complex than the documents provided. The founder was stuck now. They could either pay the extra 30,000 or kill the project and lose the initial 50,000. They said the project took 5 months instead of 3. The final product had bugs and the founder spent $80,000 instead of $50,000. This is actually the fixed cost trap. Next is your $10 per hour endless tunnel. Now let me take you about time and material pricing methods. You think you are being smart. You find a vendor in Southeast Asia, they quote you $10 per hour. You think I am saving 80% compared to hiring locally. But here is what you don't see. The vendor is running 2 machines in their office. One is supposedly working on your project, the other is working on their other projects. Your dedicated developer is actually splitting their time across multiple clients. You are paying for their R&D. When they try a new technology and it doesn't work, you are paying for those hours too. You are paying for their mistakes. When they build something wrong and have to rebuild, you are also paying for both the wrong versions and the right versions at the same time. You are paying for their learning curves. When they are learning your code base, you are paying for it. And here is the worst part, there is no transparency at all. You don't know what you are getting at the end of the week or end of the project. You don't know if they're actually working on your project or if their developer is on another project or they are part of something else. You are in a tunnel with no exit sign. You keep paying but you never actually launch. This is a nightmare. You had a sleepless nights. I am giving you a very real-time story where the startup bleed out. I know a startup founder who hired a time and material vendor at $12 per hour. The vendor quoted 200 hours for the initial MVP. That is almost 2,400. Seemed cheap. 3 months later, they spent like $18,000 and the MVP was still almost done. The vendor kept saying just 2 more weeks, but those 2 weeks kept running into 2 more months. The founder asked for a breakdown of what was done. The vendor sent a vague list of tasks. There was no way to verify if the work was actually done or if the hours were accurate. After 6 months, the founder killed the project. They had spent $36,000 on an MVP that never launched. They never found out what happened at all those hours. That's the trap of time and material of $10 and $12 developers. The real problem is estimating on shadows. So why do both of these models fails? Because estimations are done on documents, not reality. You have an SRS document, it says build a dashboard with real-time data, but what does that actually means? How many screens, how many data sources, what performance requirements are, how many concurrent users. The vendor reads the document and they don't see the actual screens, they don't understand the business logics, they are estimating on shadows, they just ask few couple of questions here and there and just close the estimation part. If you skip the discovery phase where you actually design the screens and validate the logic, your estimate is just a guess, and when the vendor realizes their guess was wrong, the project completely fails. So why estimation fails? We definitely are curious about this topic. Let me break down why estimation fails so consistently. The first point is the skip discovery phase. Most founders want to save money, so they skip the discovery phase. They think, I know what I want. Let's just build it. But here is the reality. You don't know what you want until you see it. You don't know how complex it is until you design the screens. You don't know what edge cases exist until you think through the logic. A proper discovery phase costs money upfront, maybe 3,000 to 5,000, but it saves your 50,000 to 100,000 in project overruns. Why? Because during discovery, you validate every feature. You see the actual screens, you understand the complexity, and then you estimate based on reality, not shadows. And during the discovery phase, you also do the brainstorming. That helps you also to understand the problems, what you get, and might be you can understand the gaps of your own idea. Then the second reason of these estimates fails is the transparency. In time and material, client often don't know what they are getting at the end of the week. The vendor sends an invoice for 40 hours, but what were those hours 40 about spent on? It is actually done. Is it being tested? Is it being documented? Without transparency, you have no way to verify it if you are getting value for your money. So there is an actual need of transparency and the tools related to it. Then there is a low rate bias in your mind. We hire for price per hour, not value per delivery. We see a $10 per hour developer and think that's cheap, but a $10 per hour developer who takes 100 hours is way more expensive than a $50 per hour developer who takes 10 hours. We optimize for the wrong metrics. We should optimize for cost, for delivery features, not cost per hour. The next is that the scope creep issues. In fixed cost, if the scope changes, the vendor keeps asking or keep absorbing the cost and loses money, or they refuses to do it. Either way, the project fails. In time and material, scope creep is invisible. You add a feature, the hours go up. You add another feature, the hours goes up again. And suddenly you have spent twice of your budget. And nobody is there to stop you, because vendors really like making money out of it. They don't want to stop you for each and every request. It might be like a loop. You are keep changing the same features again and again because you don't like it. Then there is a vendor dilemma also included in it. Here is something most founders don't think about. The vendor is in a bind too. In the fixed cost, they are betting their profit margins on the estimate. If they estimate wrong, they lose money. So they either overquote and lose the deal, or underquote and lose on the project in time material. They have no incentive to finish quickly. The longer the project takes, the more they make. So they have an incentive to be insufficient. Neither model is good for the vendor, and when the vendor is unhappy, you get more worst work, not their best work. So what is the solution for these pricing frameworks and how you will fix it? So let me suggest you the framework which works perfectly for me since last 15 years as a vendor to deliver services. This is the 1 month rule. Only use fixed cost if the project is less than 30 days. Why? Because the risk for both of you, the vendor and you, is low. The vendor can accurately forecast their team salary and time. They know their cost, they can estimate accurately. If they are wrong, it's only by a few days, not a few months, and they can accommodate that. For you, the risk is low because you are not betting the farm on your estimate. Anything longer than 30 days, don't use fixed cost. The estimate is too uncertain. Second solution is demand a real discovery phase. Before you sign a development contract, pay for a discovery phase. This is non-negotiable. During discovery, you work with the vendor to design the actual screens, not only wireframes. Actual screens that show what the product look like and how it works. Map out the business logic. How does data flow? What are the edge cases? What happens when something goes wrong? Validate each feature's complexity. Is this simple, medium, or complex? Create a detailed feature list with hours estimated for each feature. This discovery phase costs money, maybe 3,000 to 10,000 depending on the project size, but it's the best money you will spend. Why? Because now your estimate is based on reality, not shadows. The vendor has seen the actual screens, they understand the complexity, they can estimate accurately. And here is a pro tip. If your idea is not too confidential, you can use AI to benchmark the hours. You can say to the vendor, I used AI to estimate this feature should take 40 hours, you estimated 80 hours. Can you explain the difference? Because this will help you to estimate it properly. This forces the vendor to justify their estimate. It prevents them from padding the hours. Then the next thing is, like, do not hunt for low hourly rates. This is critical. $1.50 per hour developer who delivers in 10 hours is cheaper than $10 per hour developer who takes 100 hours. Fix the deliverables, not just the rates. Instead of asking what's your hourly rate, ask how many hours will it take to build that specific feature. Then calculate the total cost. Compare vendors on total cost per feature, not hourly rates. And here is the thing. The expensive vendors often finishes faster because they are more experienced. They know the pitfalls. They don't waste time on dead ends. But my most favorite and most workable method is monthly managed deliverables. This is my favorite model because it's a true win-win. Let me explain you how it works. You agree on a fixed monthly fee for a dedicated team, but that fee is tied to confirmed monthly deliverables. For an example, $20,000 per month for a team of 3 developers, and a month 1 they deliver feature ABC, in month 2 they deliver features DEF, and so on. For you, the client, you had a fixed budget. You know exactly what you were paying each month. You know exactly you are getting each month. You have a clear launch roadmap. If you add a change request, something else on the roadmap shifts. If a 20-hour change request is added, 20 hours of future work moves to next month. No surprises at all. For the vendor, they have a fixed income. They know they are getting paid $20,000 per month regardless. They gives them the flexibility to experiment with quality of code. They can refactor code, they can improve architecture, they can do things that make the product better, even if it takes a few extra hours. In fixed cost, they don't have the flexibility. Every extra hours is a lost profit. So they rush, they cut corners. In time and material, they have no incentives to finish. So they just drag it out. But in monthly managed deliverables, they have the perfect incentives, deliver great work, keep the client happy, and keep getting paid. So this is the most successful model I have ever done in my past. So let me conclude this. How to protect your financial burnout. You here is the bottom line. The goal isn't to get the lowest price. The goal is to reach the finish line without burning out financially. By choosing the right pricing model and using the monthly managed deliverables approach, you save yourself from at least 20% of the common failure points in software projects. You avoid the fixed cost trap where projects go over budget and vendors cut corners. You avoid the time and material trap where projects drag on forever and you keep paying without knowing what you are getting. And you create a partnership with your vendor where they are incentivized to do their best work. Here's what I want to do. If you are currently in a fixed cost project longer than 1 month, have a conversation with your vendor, see if you can shift it to a managed monthly deliverables model. It might save your project. If you are a time and material project, demand transparency, ask for a breakdown of what was delivered, ask for a clear roadmap of what coming next, hold your vendors accountable. If you want to start a new project, use the framework I shared, 1 month rule, discovery phase, focus on deliverables, not rates, and monthly managed deliverables. You can also use tools like ActiveTrack, DexTrack, and so on to get the transparency what your team's doing with. They want to something build great, but the pricing model has to incentivize that. If you put them in a fixed cost trap, they will cut corners. If you put them in a time material trap, they will drag it out. But if you give them the flexibility of monthly managed deliverables, they give you their best work. Like if you need any help to identify which tools works great for you, which pricing model you have to opt for, or what you are struggling in the pricing model with your vendors. If you have any questions in that regard, please do comment and contact us. We will definitely love to help you, and continue watching our series from Kiosk to Systems, and please do subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead.